Hi guys, and welcome in next video. I discovered where was the mistake, why is not really now the anything showing up, not even the splash screen. The reason is simple, and that's because here when we update the Mortal Kombat PC menu, it really changes the current window, but it should also play the animation. And for this we will go to animator controller, and here we will create a override of this method. So you see that here is a player state animation name. For this purpose we will go to this struct, which we've got a list here, and we will rename it to player state which animation, which will be, in my opinion, a little bit better. So player state animation, but we are gonna put here another one, which will be the enum I created here. I created here a enum, public enum, other animations enum, splash screen. So here will be variable other animations enum, and I will name it other animations. The idea is pretty much simple, because this will tell us what animation from the movement of the player is it, and this one will tell us any other animation, for example the splash screen or some animation in menu. So I'll make here comment of player any other animation, and this is pretty much it. For this we will need the overload. As you see, I created here an override. It's not overload, that's from some game. Override void, and here I will just change the argument to this other animations enum, and it will be anim name, it doesn't really matter. And here we will just check for the s dot other animations if it equals the anim name here. So now we are gonna go to player manager. So you see here is D, S, and so on. But now when I go to the reason why this animation is not shown up, because we've got in game one really the window of the splash screen. So we go to splash screen here. We see the current window and game when we press the key. But what are we pretty much going to do? We are gonna play the animation. So here, when the splash screen is gonna be loaded, we will find our references. Let's say here will be public static void show splash screen. Show splash screen. And here we will check in the update void if the game1.current window is not a splash screen, then we will return, because there is no need to check for this. So here will be show splash screen. We will change the current window to a splash screen. We will also play the animation of the splash screen. So animation controller dot play animation. We will choose the override that has the other animations, so it will be other animations splash screen. Now we've got it. We have to call this the show splash screen, which will be done in the game one, I think, maybe after the load, because that's pretty much it. And the content is absolutely loaded. We are gonna show the splash screen, and that's gonna be it. Yeah, I have to go to splash. Where is it? In menu. That's it. Menu dot show splash screen. Oh, it's not static. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, it's not. Okay. Splash screen dot show splash screen. So now nothing happens. Bear with me, we will find the fucking error. I'm sure we will find the fucking error. It's really irritating me. Oh, no way. So, my god damn it. So F11, current window is splash screen, and it should be playing the animation. Have a look in it. So it asks, goes through all of these. Oh, wow. Got it. It's maybe in the game one load, which is here. Load other animations. So here the animation type, it will not be, yeah, it will be normal, okay, but yeah, it's null, and we have to add there one more argument, which will be basically the other animation, just to define it. Other animation type. So this I will change it to as well, other animation type, and I will assign it to it. So stru dot other animation type will be the other animation type I've got here. So that's it. Now we have to specify it, and yeah, once again, here when we are loading the other animations, that this is gonna be without any questions display screen, but we have to add there a null possibility, because yeah, so it may be null or splash screen. So here it will be pretty much null, and here it will be also null. To make this code a little bit better and easier to understand and easy to see, we go to definition and we make this argument, the other animation type, we make it optional. So default value will be null, as well as here as the animation type, anim name will be null by default. Those two will be optional. We go find our references and we go back here. You see, this is gonna be character animation, so there is no need for this argument anymore, as well as for this argument anymore. Here, however, this argument is not really important, but there is no I won't delete it, so wow, quite interesting problem. So we've got split screen, it plays animation. So we go to it and mark it here, and that's it. So we see the S is other animation type is null. It is this is none and this is null. That's bullshit, because yeah, how is it possible? Yeah, so there is some problem in the game 1 here in loading, so double check it. Load other animations. So yeah, just check this one. Good sound. So other animation type is splash screen. It should be here, so now is it? Now it is splash screen. So when we go here to play animation, other animation type. Wow. 7 frames. No, that is really not. That is really something else. And this one is a null and it's walk. This one is a splash screen and it's null. So it's gonna be animating. So it is animating, so I don't see any problems really. Oh, now play animation is fired by this, and this is the problem. You see? That's it. So here is the player manager. So here the update method. We should add here a condition. So if game1 dot variables dot current window equals not equals game, then we will return, because those are animations only for pretty much the game. So now it should work, and I see it works. Yep, we did it. Our laggy animation is showing up, and that's it. So now when I press the key, we successfully get to the game and it's animating. Hooray, we did it. So as you can see, it pretty much works. That's pretty cool. And now I'm really happy because it works. Finally. So yes, that's it. And now to adjust the size of the character, because this seems to be quite small. So go to game 1 and change our variables a little bit. So the width might be, let's say 700, and this increased by 2 as well. So 650. Yeah, so this is a little bit better, but it's out of the yeah, it doesn't really matter, because maybe a little bit wider, so 720 might do the stuff. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Nice one. So we've got it, and now let's move on to the place, really, where the fights are gonna take place. I mean, positioning the players, and that's it, just position of the player. So we go to player manager, and we'll make here something like a game rectangle. This is really important, because this game rectangle, I will write it first. So public static rectangle, well, sorry, I won't write it in the player manager. I will write it in game 1, where are all the variables, because this is quite important variable as well. So public static rectangle, and now let's name it game rectangle, and I will explain that. This will be the rectangle where the fight is gonna take place. So the characters should not be able to leave the rectangle. That is pretty good, because it will set up where is the left border, where is the right border, and where is the pretty much you know where is the floor. So that will be it. So it will be a new rectangle. Now, just to make it somehow, they might be able to, sorry, the x will be 0, y will be 0, width, I think that might be a whole rectangle dot width, because, and the height will be just the whole window rectangle dot height minus, let's say, 300. And yes, so this won't do anything yet. We have to make it work. So now to do the location of the players, we go to player class, and here we will have a location X and location Y. So here will be here will be int X and Y. Those two values will be set to 0 by default, but here we will have the possibility to change that. Pretty much the Y variable is not so much important unless the player is in the air, for example, moving, flying, kicking, whatever. So it might be optional argument. So int X, which will be the start X location, and int Y, which will be set to default value. I don't know the default value yet, and it might be calculated later on. So I will set it to -1, and if it will not be changed, we know that it's a default value. So now how to calculate the pretty much location. Just to avoid any errors, we will make here if clausal for the Y. So if Y equals the -1, we will know that it was not set, and we might then calculate the location. Let's say that I will now write here I equals 500, okay, just to make it do something. I don't want it to be -1 really. And now to the drawing. This will be a little bit more interesting, because what is gonna take place is changing the animation location. We've got here the width and height of the character in the game1 class, and that's what we are gonna use. So now Y equals game1 variables whole window rectangle dot, and now go to height minus game1 dot variables dot oh sorry, I wanted to use a game rectangle dot Y plus, well, in case that Y wouldn't be 0, so to avoid any errors, plus height, which will get us to the real floor, but we have to put here minus and the height of the texture, because that will be it. So minus game1 dot variables dot character size dot height, and that's it. So this will be the Y location and the X location as well here. But now we have to use it, we really do, and change the location of the animation. So now let's say I will go to animation controller, and here is the play animation. We should go to update, here, update. So here's the update, and we've got here the animation struct. See, the animation should have inside the player reference. So public, and now players dot player related relay got related to. So this will be just the player that the animation is related to. Obviously, if it would be a splash screen animation, that would be null, but it doesn't matter because we check it by the type of the animation. So yes, player related to. Now we are gonna update it. Here is the X and here is the Y. Ooh. Oof, 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 oof. Okay. Let me think whether the location should be changed here inside or outside. But I think it should be done out inside because yes, if it is not animating, why would you change that? So here change the location. So X equals player related to dot, and now we need the location at the player, which is here X, Y. For this we will make properties public X, and this I will rename those to X lock and Y lock, like a location obviously. So Y lock equals this and X lock equals X, which is this will be X with well arc to avoid having same names. So here will be public X, which will be a property, and it will be read only because I don't want to set it. So public int X, our property, we will put here only get. Oh sorry, yes, get. So it will be read only. It might be done here by writing here read only, but then we wouldn't be able to set it a value, so that's why I'm doing it like so. So return X lock. God damn it. X lock. The same thing will be done for Y. It will return the Y lock. So now when we go to animation back, here X equals player related to dot X and Y equals player related to dot Y. You might ask, why don't we use just those variables in the draw? But this is just better and cleaner, and it is also quite faster because we already have it prepared. If the draw method would do this, it would call the property and it would return it like a function, but like so we already used the prepared variable that is there. So we've got it, and now to change location. So when we are here creating a new reference of the player, we should add him some default X location. So let's say that the X location of player 1 will be 200. We have to just check it, alright? So yes, this is null. Okay, I know. So animation controller. God damn it. So yes, player it is related to. Also, that will be a lot of, well, yeah, a lot of. So animation type, and here will be player, players dot player related to. That will be null by default. To make this really better, I will make here some spaces to realize this. Also, we have to find our references and recheck this. So we've got here player related to is supposed to be here, I guess. It's null by default, so it's gonna load the other animations. So it will be null. Null, and this will be null. If we are loading the character animations here, oh god, then it's player related to, and it will be players dot so okay, go here to player manager, I mean. So here is the player array, so we have to make it public. So now it will be players dot player manager dot player array, and we are gonna select the first player, which will be pretty much the player that the player 1. And now here make the same thing. Got it. So now we have got it, but we have still error here, because if the player related to is null, then obviously that's a different animation. So if player related to not equals null, then we are gonna set the values. So you see, that works, and also here it works. The animation works, but we have to adjust the location. So yes. Well, there is a question here in player manager when we are creating the player, add player. So we are gonna check it and have a look inside. So here, player 0, new player 200. So go inside. So the X location is 200, that's right. If the Y is -1, which it is, then the game rectangle.y plus the height minus the character size height. Wow. Oh yes, I'm stupid, I think. Because here in animator, when we are drawing, it draws to the X and to the Y. When we are adding animator, wow, this is quite strange, really. Well, let's have a look inside at the update method. So we are adding player and update. So go here. So I press the button and yes, player related to is null. So now we've got the problem that the player related to is not set. So how is it fucking possible? Play animation, no way. Because I didn't set it here. So anim dot player related to is, wow, I'm quite tired today already. That's why I'm doing such stupid mistakes. But yeah, so you see, it kinda works. So now to do, yes, here this might be 100 maybe, and go to game 1, which is here. Go to the go up, and you see that here is the game rectangle, so make it minus 200. That's still a lot, so just play with it to give it the right value, maybe 80. Well, still not a lot. What about 0? Because oh, there is something mark. Oh. Height, which is here. So this rectangle is gonna be height minus but then I don't understand. Okay, never mind. Well, because it's gonna be drawn. Oh, never mind. So go to animator, and here X, player related to X. So I don't remember where I set it, so so y log equals game rectangle y plus game rectangle height minus game 1 character size height. It seems okay to me, but let's delete this, and that's it. Well, I've got it. I have got it because because here, when you have a look at the Sub-Zero picture, there is still the picture continuing, and that's the offset we have to really figure out. Yeah, that's it. So I mean, it is quite bigger than, it doesn't really end at the head and at the legs, so that's the problem we are encountering. So we really have to do that. So it will be height minus 50. Okay. Well, this might be okay, but let's add to it plus 20 to make it okay, plus 80. Yeah, that's it. That might be it, and the X location should be also changed. Not for 100, but maybe 50. Why the hell is nothing going on? Change it to 0 maybe. Okay, this is pissing me off. So go to animator and it should be drawn on X0. Yeah, X is 0. So Yeah, that's also because of the texture. It is bigger than it it really appears to be. Hmm. Yeah, that's it. So go to player manager. Mm. So here minus 130, and you see it moved. So now when I press the D key, it moves, but it doesn't move really. Just place the animation. So what I want to do, here is the update, and I'm gonna change the location. So when the D key is pressed, then animation dot animator controller, no sorry, player array dot player array 0 dot x will be plus equals 1, and that's it. We have to make it also readable, so it will be set then that the x lock is gonna be a value, and y will be exactly the same. So now we've got it, we run it, and you'll see that it is moving. He is moving really, that's nice. And he's not moving really a lot, so we are gonna change it. Go to the player manager and increase it by maybe 3 pixels. That might do the stuff. You might play with it then later on. Yeah, this is really better. That's it. So now we've got our animation done. We save it, and that's it. So maybe for a few more animations. I will not really record making all the animations, because it is gonna be exactly the same thing, just changing the locations and so on. So I will then just make another video for the combos and the fight and the health, of course, and some other animations. So see you next time.